Hello guys, I'm back again to give you another video. This time it's about the new arc in Dragon Ball Super, the Universal Survival Tournament, or the Universal Survival Arc, where we will see all the universes participating in a massive tournament to see who's the best. And right now I'm going to rank the team of our universe, Universe 7, from best to worst, give my thoughts on each fighter, why they're in the tournament, and just say who is the best, I guess. Now, a lot of people were unhappy with some of the participants in the team, and I can kind of see why. We don't know the actual rules of the tournament yet. I mean, Goten and Trunks aren't in the team. That could be because kids aren't allowed, or Gotenks isn't in the team, probably because Fusion's not allowed. So for whatever reason, this is the team we've got. I'm sure they'll explain it in the future, but for now, this is the team that we have. So I'll go from the worst to best, so from 10 to 1, because there's 10 fighters. So at number 10, the worst is probably Master Roshi. Unless they do some really stupid explaining, to be honest, Roshi is definitely the weakest there. He hasn't really trained in forever, really. He's not necessarily weak for an Earthling, but for a team of the strongest fighters in the whole universe, he is definitely at the bottom. He does have a lot of techniques in his arsenal, but just based on strength and that, he isn't really much in terms of the rest of the team. So unless he does have some sort of super technique he's been developing, or he's been training in secret, then I don't see him getting very far in the tournament. So Master Roshi at number 10. At number 9, I was actually between two. I was between Krillin and Tien, but because of the episode recently where Krillin trained with Goku and he kind of faced his fears and he learned to kind of take control of his ki, I would have to put Tien at number 9. And I'll do that because we haven't really seen much of Tien. Kind of like Roshi, we know he's kind of just on the sidelines. Both of them helped fight Frieza's army in Resurrection F, and they held their own pretty well, but again, they can't compete with most of the people on Earth like Goku and Vegeta and that. But to be fair to Tien, he is someone that always keeps up training. He might not do it as intensely as the Saiyans, but he's always training, he's always keeping up his regime. So I could see him having some sort of power we haven't seen yet, but from what we know, he's number 9. And I was talking about Krillin before. Krillin's number 8. The strongest human on the list, so not bad unless you count the androids, but we won't count them. So yeah, Krillin number 8. Just a bit better than Tien, I think. But since we know he's kind of turning into a martial arts fighter again, we know he's going to be training from now up until the tournament, which isn't very far away at all. In fact, it's probably started by the time this video will come out, but you know. So yeah, we know for definite he's training, and we've seen a bit of it already, so based on that I have to put him above Tien, so he's number 8. So kind of like with Tien and Krillin as well, 7 and 6 are Android 18 and 17, but I know they're really close to being equal. They probably are equal, but just based on what I'll tell you in a minute, I will have to put number 7 as... Number 7 is Android 17. So for the reason I'm putting 18 ahead of 17 is because we haven't seen 17 since the Android saga. So we don't really have any information to base him on being any stronger than when we saw him in that arc. You never know, he could very well have been training. And even if he hasn't trained a day since the Android saga, he's still pretty strong. He's still above Super Saiyan, or a Super Saiyan back then anyway. So yeah, based on that, I'm putting him at number 7. And number 6, obviously Android 18. I put her a little bit above 17 just because she's been in a bit of action and she's been hanging around with a lot of fighters. I mean, she's married to a fighter, Krillin, so she might have picked up some techniques. So yeah, I haven't really got much to base it off, but based off the little I have, Android 18 is number 6. So now for the top 5. Number 5 I would have to say is Piccolo. Piccolo reminds me of Tien a bit. He kind of keeps his training up as well, but mostly does it in private and off screen, but we always know he's always training. And he always has been stronger than the humans, we know that. I'm pretty sure just based on his fighting in the tournament against Universe 6, I'm pretty sure he's above the androids in strength, because he managed to hold his own against Frost and he would have won had Frost not cheated with his poison needle thing. So yeah, Piccolo would have won that fight, I'm pretty sure he would have anyway. Piccolo's got a lot to back him up as well. He's got regeneration, he's got a lot of techniques, he's definitely a skilled fighter and a smart fighter as well. And we know he's been training Gohan, which in turn he's been training to help Gohan, so he's been training, we know that. But I can't put him ahead of the top 4, and I'll tell you why now. So Piccolo is number 5, number 4 is Majin Buu. And I can't put Piccolo above Majin Buu because I just couldn't see a way for Piccolo to beat Buu in a fight, really. Buu might be really stupid, but he's still like Super Saiyan 3 level in strength. He can turn people into cookies and chocolate and cake, and he can absorb people, even though I don't think that'll be allowed in the tournament, but we don't know the official rules yet, so maybe. So just based on all of Buu's kind of weird techniques, and he can regenerate much better than Piccolo can too. Yeah, based on all that, Buu is number 4 on the list, just above Piccolo at number 5. And I think you know where the top 3 is going now. So number 3 is Gohan. Now this is a bit of a stretch, this one, but I'll explain myself. Where Gohan is now in the series, I would say he's just above Piccolo, but below Buu. I don't think he's stronger than Buu at that point. Yeah, so just based on that, I don't see any way he's better than Buu. But we know he's been training again, we know he's going to be in the tournament, and he's going to be training for the tournament. And based on that Great Saiyan Man couple of episodes, we know that he's got a new drive to be a fighter. He wants to protect Pan and Videl, kind of like with Krillin and Android 18 and Marin. So he's got a drive to be a fighter again and be strong again. He's been trained by Piccolo, maybe Goku. He did kind of train with Goku on the field before Chi-Chi got mad, but so he's training with a few people. We know he's trying to get stronger. He's got a lot of potential to be strong. At the end of Z, he was the strongest fighter on Earth. So just based on where he's going to be by the time the tournament starts, I'm going to give it to Gohan for number 3. And lastly, we have 1 and 2, which are Goku and Vegeta. And these two are always close in strength, especially in Dragon Ball Super. But just based on the last tournament we saw in Dragon Ball Super, the Universe 6 v Universe 7 tournament, Vegeta and Goku both fought hit. Vegeta went first, lost. Goku went second, lost as well, but he quit. But Goku was almost even with hit when he went in the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. So just based on the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, really, I'm going to give Goku number 1 and Vegeta number 2. It's like with a lot of these, like Krillin and Tien are very close, Android 17 and 18 are very close, and Goku and Vegeta are very close in terms of power. So it's hard to distinguish which would be which. And they both got different techniques and stuff, but Vegeta I'm just going to put at number 2 and Goku number 1. You know, Goku's the star of Dragon Ball as well, so I don't see why for a big arc like this as well they'd make Vegeta stronger, even though I like Vegeta better than Goku anyway. But yeah, I'd have to give Goku number 1 just because he's a really smart fighter and he's got the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken should he need to use it. Because if he used it in the last tournament, I don't see why, if he had to, he wouldn't use it in this tournament. That'd be pretty stupid of him. So that's my list. Quick run over of the list. Number 10, Master Roshi. Number 9, Tien. Number 8, Krillin. Number 7, Android 17. Number 6, Android 18. Number 5, Piccolo. Number 4, Majin Buu or Fat Buu. Number 3, Gohan. Number 2, Vegeta. And number 1 is Goku. So that's my opinions on the team and the list. I know a lot of people made videos like this, but I just thought I'd give my opinion. That is honestly what I think of the team. When you think about it, it's quite a weak team because no one has really kept up intense training and has gotten stronger but Goku and Vegeta. I just hope that Gohan actually does get stronger because, yeah, at the moment he's weaker than Fat Buu. But if he even gets to where he was at the end of Z, which he could easily do training with people like Goku, if he got to that ultimate Gohan, Mr. Gohan power, he's stronger than Buu, definitely. And you never know, he could do a future Trunks and do some Super Saiyan Rage action. Hopefully, that'd be nice to see. But yeah, that's the list. Tell me what you think. Anything I got wrong in your opinion, or right in your opinion, tell me. And I'll see you next time. So see you later. Goodbye.